Good afternoon, Internet. Riding a motorcycle is one of the most freeing experiences you can have. The sound of the engine, the feeling of leaning into the corners, the wind rushing past you. Honestly, it's addictive. But here's the reality. Most new riders don't hear about these things enough. Motorcycling has almost zero margin for error. In a car, you've got airbags, seatbelts, crumple zones and four wheels keeping you stable. On a motorcycle it's just you, two wheels and the road. That doesn't mean riding is unsafe, it means that your habits matter a lot more. The good news is that most crashes new riders experience are completely preventable. They happen because of a few common mistakes beginners make without realising how risky they are. So in this video I'm going to cover 10 things new motorcycle riders should never do, why they're dangerous and what you should do instead. If you're new to riding or even thinking about getting your first bike, these tips could literally save your life. So let's start with one of the biggest mistakes new riders make. Number 1. Don't ride beyond your skill level. One of the fastest ways new riders come undone is by trying to keep up with more experienced riders. You see it all the time. A group ride starts, everyone pulls away quickly, and suddenly the new rider feels pressured to ride faster than they are comfortable with. They enter corners too fast, they panic mid-turn, they grab at the brakes, and that's when things start to go pear-shaped. Cornering is a skill that takes time and repetition to master. The safest thing you can do as a new rider is ride at your own pace, at your own skill level. In other words, ride your own ride, not someone else's. If the group disappears ahead of you, that's fine, just meet them with them at the next stop. No ride is worth pushing past your limits, and no ride is worth your life. Confidence comes with experience, not pressure. Number 2. Don't grab the front brake in a panic. This is one of the most common beginner mistakes. Something unexpected happens, a car pulls out, traffic slows down suddenly, or an obstacle appears where you didn't realise there was going to be one, and your instinct is to grab a handful of front brake. But on a motorcycle that can cause the front wheel to lock up and for you to lose traction, especially if the bike doesn't have ABS. When the front wheel locks, the bike can slide out from under you almost instantly. Instead, practice progressive braking. This means squeezing the brake smoothly and firmly, not grabbing at it suddenly. Spend time in an empty car park practicing emergency stops. It builds muscle memory, so when you actually need it, your body reacts correctly and instinctively. Squeeze the front brake with smooth, firm pressure. Likewise for the back brake, which stabilises the bike. And squeeze the tank with your knees, which isn't something you hear a lot of. But if you squeeze the tank with your knees while performing an emergency stop, it helps to keep the bike straight. It sounds like a lot, but it will become second nature with enough practice. Number 3. Don't look at the hazards. Motorcycles tend to go where you are looking. The technical term for that is target fixation. Imagine you are riding and see a pothole in the road. You think, don't hit the pothole. So you stare at it. And guess what happens after that? Yep, you ride straight into it. Your eyes guide your steering. It's an unconscious act that controls the bike before you even think about it. Instead of staring at the pothole, train yourself to look where you want the bike to go. Look through the corners. Look towards your escape path, your exit, and your bike will naturally follow your vision. Number 4. Don't skip protective gear. A lot of new riders underestimate the importance of proper gear. They think short trips are safe. They think they'll ride slowly. They think crashes only happen to reckless riders. None of those things are true. The truth is that most motorcycle accidents happen close to home and at lower speeds. Even a 20 or 30 mile an hour crash can cause serious injuries. Proper gear, helmet, gloves, jackets, boots and riding pants dramatically reduce injury risk. Road rash alone can require skin grafts and months of recovery. There is a saying, and that saying exists for a reason, and it's one you should commit to memory. Dress for the slide, not for the ride. Number 5. Don't ignore slow speed skills. New riders often focus on riding fast and forget that the hardest skills are actually slow speed control. U-turns, parking lots, tight manoeuvres. These are where many beginning drops happen. And the key to mastering them is clutch control and rear brake balance. Practicing slow riding improves balance, throttle control, confidence and overall bike control. Find an empty car park and practice figure eights, tight turns and slow riding. It's one of the fastest ways to become a better rider. Number 6. Don't ride in a driver's blind spot. One of the biggest dangers to motorcyclists is being invisible to car or truck drivers. Even attentive drivers can miss motorcycles because they're smaller and harder to notice. If you sit in a car's blind spot, you're essentially gambling that they saw you, and that's not a bet that you ever want to take. Instead, stay visible in the vehicle's mirror. Pass vehicles quickly and safely. Avoid lingering beside cars. If you find yourself in that position, either speed up and go past them or slow down and fall behind them. And always assume that the drivers haven't seen you. Defensive riding is about anticipating mistakes before they happen. Number 7. Don't ride when tired or emotional. Motorcycling requires constant focus, much more than driving a car. Your brain is processing road conditions, traffic movements, speed, braking, balance and control. If you're tired, angry, stressed or distracted, your reaction time slows down, and that small delay can make a huge difference. Some riders crash not because they lack skill, but because their mind wasn't fully on the ride. If you're not mentally sharp, it's better to wait and ride later. If you get tired while out on a ride, stop somewhere, go for a coffee and even a nap if needed. Number 8. Do not neglect tyre maintenance. Your tyres are the only thing connecting your motorcycle to the road. 2 small contact patches, about the size of credit cards, are holding up the entire bike and preventing you from sliding off into oblivion. If your tyre pressure is wrong, or your tread is worn, your grip drops dramatically. Poor tyre condition affects cornering stability, braking distance and traction in wet conditions. Make it a habit to check the pressure and condition regularly. It takes 2 minutes and can prevent a severe accident. Number 9. Don't show off. Many beginner crashes happen because riders feel the need to prove something, revving the engine, accelerating hard, trying wheelies or aggressive riding. But motorcycles have a tendency to quickly punish mistakes. Even experienced riders respect that. Ride for your enjoyment, not someone else's approval. The most skilled riders are often the smoothest and most controlled, not the flashiest. How many times have you seen or passed an old rider who was riding within the law, thumping along on his cruiser or classic? He has nothing to prove, so why do you? And number 10, never stop learning. Getting your license is just the beginning. Great riders constantly improve their skills, whether that's by just riding a lot, learning as you go along, or taking advanced riding courses, which can teach better cornering technique, emergency braking, hazard avoidance, and road strategy. The more you learn, the safer and more confident you become. Professional training can dramatically reduce your accident risk. Motorcycling is one of the most rewarding hobbies you can have. It sharpens your awareness, it challenges your skills, and it creates a connection with the road that cars simply can't match. But the key to enjoying it long term is respecting the risks and building good habits early. Avoid these 10 mistakes, practice regularly, and always ride with awareness, because the goal isn't just to ride fast or look cool. The goal is simple: ride for decades, enjoy every mile, and arrive in one piece. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing and leave me a like, it helps the channel. And if you're a rider watching this, what's the one reason you learned the hard way? Let us know in the comments. Ride safely, keep the rubber on the road, and I'll see you next time.